Hi, this is Barb, and we're going to do a little standing foot sequence to help open the foot, ankle, and the whole leg all the way up into the pelvis. So you can do this holding onto a chair or a wall in the beginning. The first thing we're going to do is point the foot back. So most of us spend a lot of time with the foot at this flexed angle because we're standing. And we want to start to open the front with a gentle semi-squat where we're making sure that the left knee, if we got the right leg back, that the left knee is staying right over the foot and not going in. You never want to see that. So keep track of that, but also try to keep your center line. And then let the heel drop out. Now just 3 to 5 repetitions and let the heel drop in. And then roll back and forth. Opening the sides of the ankle, the front of the foot, the muscles and the connective tissue. You might get a few cricks and cracks. And then bring your feet back to even. Lift your heel and first just roll across the ball of the foot. You'll get a nice stretch the bottom of the foot from the heel all the way up to the toes, waking up all the receptors underneath the toes. We move our hands so much. Imagine if our hands had sat in a shoe the way that the feet do. We need to wake up all of those joints, other direction. Let that roll all the way up through the knee and all the way up into the hip, rolling through the foot, and then roll back and forth on the toes. We want to get all those phalanges of the toes to move. This is the same movement we do when we go from upward dog to downward dog in a sun salutation. And now, with the right foot a little bit forward, roll onto the outside of that foot, opening the ankle. We're really pumping up through the inside of the leg, all the way into the hip, and opening the outside of the foot. You need this open foot for all of the seated postures in yoga. And now one last wonderful thing, particularly good for things like plantar fasciitis, where you've got the stagnation here in the bottom of the foot. We're going to use a tennis ball, and then just putting the weight on the left leg, gently start to melt over the ball, and let your weight transfer down into the right foot. And you're going to find some place in there that's sore. And just stay there for a while. Stay there for a few breaths. Let everything start to release. And then bring the weight back on the left and roll and find another spot. And you want to just go through the center of the foot and find a few places. Just spend a little time. Be very patient with this exercise. This is not a rolling back and forth exercise. This is a let yourself melt and let the tissues melt. There's a lot of important acupuncture points in the bottom of the feet, energy channels, and particularly in the very bottom of the foot, right here in the middle, the kidney tube point, the bubbling well, very important point, almost always sore. So just let yourself melt over. Find 3 or 4 different points. You'll start to feel that your ankles and your feet are starting to relax and shift. You might even feel it all the way up into your hip. And then relax and go to the other side.